Hello, this video is to help you design a greeting card. This greeting card is for a top folding greeting card. In order to format this for printing, this entire image needs to be flipped over. I needed to design it this way so that I could see it right side up. And so what I'll do is I'll select everything on that left artboard and go up to Object, Transform, Rotate, and type in 180. That's going to flip everything over. I do need to line it back up there, but this is the format required for printing the horizontal card. We are making sure that our documents are formatted on our final PDF such that they look like this. If we want the top folding card, or like this with the regular book folding card. So I'm going to make a new document. In the print menu, I have letter, and I am going to make a regular book style. You can change the units to inches here. It might be useful to you. I'm going to zoom out a little bit and create a second artboard directly underneath this one. So here's my artboard tool. It allows me to change the size of my artboard, which is 8.5 by 11, and that's a necessity because that is the size of our page for printing. And I'll make a second one there and ensure that it is also 11 wide and 8.5 tall. So now I have my two artboards. Let me go ahead and put them at the same position. This one is at a X position of 5.43, and this one is at 5.5. So let's make this one 5.5 as well. Now they're directly on top of one another. And so first thing I'm going to do is make a rectangle, and that is going to be half of the page. This is going to allow me to align my text on the front of my card. That rectangle should be exactly 5.5 inches wide and 8.5 inches tall. I'm going to, for now, give it a solid fill and remove the stroke on it. And so that is one thing that these rectangles can do for us. They can provide us fills and a place to put patterns, which is one requirement that we have. Let me center that rectangle on the page and align it on the right side. So now what this is also doing is effectively splitting my page in half. So now I could take my text tool and type here, happy graduation, exclamation point, exclamation point. Make that just a little bit larger so we can see it. And I just want to point out now, when I'm in the selection tool, if I select both the rectangle and happy graduation, now I have them both selected, and go to properties, and I can align them on one another. And then I got to move that darn old boy back. Or once I link them together, I can align it again with the page. So I would want to put an image on there. But one of the things I've asked for this assignment is for us to go and find some new fonts, more from Adobe fonts. What that's going to do is take us online, and we have to sign in with our Gmail account, and it will allow you to choose some new font families, and then make sure you use one of those when you do this. One of the new fonts that I got was these ones right here, the Monster Mash. So it's a pretty cool font. And so the other thing that I wanted to show you is how to add in a new pattern. So I'm going to grab the rectangle because it's a lot easier to see these patterns when you have a large object that you can add a fill to. So here in my swatches menu, my default, I got a few colors, a few gradients, and a couple patterns. You can click on that pattern and see those are pretty neat. Well, there are more in this library. There's all sorts of different colors that we have to choose from. Color swatches are here. But what I would like for you to do is check out the patterns. There are some under basic graphics, dots, lines, and textures. And so you can, once you click on them, they become available for you to use on this document. So I can go back later and choose a pattern that I like. But do go and check out the decorative patterns in these two categories and the nature patterns. Let me get a tiger stripe. You can go right here and change this to large thumbnail view, which just barely makes it visible. Alligator. Pretty cool stuff. You can, when you are in there, you can change the pattern options over here and modify your pattern to in various ways and change that pattern. So once you've fulfilled the criteria for the card by putting your watermark on there, your text, your image, and then putting something on the inside, you're going to want to go up to the File menu, and we are going to Save As. We do need to save this on our computer so that you will have it to add to the classroom. You'll have a file to add to the classroom. So the default is to save documents as Adobe Illustrator documents, but we are going to change it to Adobe PDF and save this document. Make sure that it does say all artboards, which is going to give us our 2 pages, and hit save. And make sure that you check your document before you attach it to the classroom to ensure that it is has the layout. Here's my first page. Here's my second page. That it has the layout shown here before you attach it to the classroom.